It seems that Ethiopian government has failed to stop the movement of Afars from Ethiopia into Eritrea to join an armed group which is being organized on Eritrean soil. Anti-Ethiopian government armed group being trained in Eritrea. Secondly, what happened in Addis Ababa, where rallies were taken out, large scale celebrations were held at Mescal Square. From dam to port is the new slogan which was raised today in Addis Ababa at Mescal Square, where two unfortunate incidents happened. Unknown number of people lost their lives reportedly. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. Good to be with you. For live chat tonight. Hopefully next week we'll resume live chats. Firstly, we know that in Eritrea, an Afar armed group is being trained. It is being armed and financed by the Eritrean government. The group is led by an Ethiopian Afar named Ibrahim Osman, former Afar regional government minister, who developed differences with Prosperity Party in the Ethiopian Afar region and fled into Eritrea. For several months, Ibrahim has been in Eritrea organizing Ethiopian Afars who are entering Eritrea. And this group, led by Ibrahim Usman, is trying to contact Afars of all sides to start an armed Afar movement in Ethiopia. New pictures have been released showing new arrivals from Ethiopia, new arrivals of Afars from Ethiopia into the neighboring Eritrean zone where Ibrahim Usman is operating. How big is this group organized by Eritrea? Well, I think the number is not in dozens. It is growing bigger with every passing day. Eritrean Afars can also be made part of this group. It's difficult to distinguish between Ethiopian Afars and Eritrean Afars. So Eritrea definitely is going to raise a group consisting of hundreds of Afars. When will this group be launched into Ethiopia from Eritrea? That remains to be seen. But so far, it's clear that Ethiopian government, Afar regional government, Ethiopian intelligence agencies have failed to stop the movement of Afars from Ethiopia into Eritrea to join this anti-Ethiopian government Afar opposition fighters group led by Ibrahim Osman. Eritrean intelligence agency is operating in Ethiopian Afar region. Secondly, Ibrahim Osman has contacts, has friends and family in Ethiopia. He has connections with Ogogomotu, and he is making use of all these connections. He is in touch with people in the Ethiopian Afar region, convincing them to come to Eritrea to join his armed movement against the Ethiopian government. So far, it's working. His strategy is working. Where is Ethiopian National Defense Force? It means it's not in control of the border. It means Ethiopia-Eritrea border along the Ethiopian Afar region is not under the full control of the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Border, it is difficult to be manned. Entire border, difficult to be manned. That is why Afars from Ethiopia are entering Eritrea. When will this group be launched? What type of attacks will this group carry out in Ethiopia? I'll do a video on that. I am working on it. trying to get some information from the ground. Hopefully, I'll do a video on that. Secondly, viewers, Addis Ababa, where slogans were raised from dam to port. This is the slogan which was raised in Addis Ababa today, where people celebrated the inauguration of Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. A government-backed celebration was organized in the Ethiopian capital today. Thousands of people attended since yesterday. Rehearsals have been ongoing. Yesterday, an unfortunate incident happened when during the rehearsal, stage collapsed and several teenagers they suffered injuries. Some have been killed too. Reportedly, government media is not sharing details. The teenagers are students basically who were selected from different schools to participate in the ceremony during the rehearsal. Stage collapsed there. An unknown number of people was injured and killed reportedly. Then today, when the ceremony at Mescal Square was underway, heavy rain hit the venue of the ceremony. Ceremony was disrupted. Little stampede also happened. And in today's stampede, too, reportedly, uh, one casualty is being confirmed. So, most sources are confirming three casualties since yesterday at Mescal Square in Addis Ababa, where inauguration of GERD was celebrated by the government. It's a government-backed celebration. That is why the slogans raised there, chanted there, the placards displayed there had text approved by the government. People were not allowed to display placards or banners of their own choice. So what we saw at Mescal Square today in terms of slogans is basically Ethiopian government's position. Ethiopian government through people who attended Mescal Square GERD inauguration celebration ceremony today actually sent a message for Ethiopians and for neighboring countries. What is the message? Message is from dam to port. This slogan was chanted. Placards had this text written from dam to port. It means that Ethiopia has built the dam. Now its next target is access to the sea, access to a port in a neighboring country. This is what Ethiopian Prime Minister said before the inauguration of GERD. He said, centuries old issue of Nile Basin has been solved. Ethiopia has built a dam. 30-year-old sea access issue will also be solved. When? How? Two points. When? How? Will this issue of access to sea be solved peacefully? Will it be solved in coming days, weeks, months, years, or decades? These are the questions which are being asked. Abiy, Ethiopian Prime Minister, wants to be remembered in history. Uh, he wants to correct historical mistakes. He calls the partition, Ethiopia partition of 1993, historical mistake in terms of what Ethiopia got, that it was deprived of the sea access. And he says he wants to correct this historical mistake. Hopefully, the Ethiopian government will pursue the path of negotiations, diplomacy, and talks. If this path is followed, nothing wrong with that. But if the Ethiopian government starts flexing military muscles to achieve the second objective of gaining sea access, that could be dangerous for the region. So from dam to the port. New Ethiopian slogan. Thanks for watching.